Hello guys, Nemox here, and today we are diving into What If Naruto Was an Uchiha Part 21. Before I start, remember to like and subscribe to my channel and turn on post notifications so you get notified when the next video comes out. I deeply apologize for the extended absence I took since the last video. Now that many of my exams and academics are over, I can spend much more time with my channel. Something I want to say is that once the Land of Waves arc ends, I'll be picking up the pace of the story by a lot. The reason behind this is that next school year, I'll be entering university, and when that happens, I will have basically no time to make YouTube videos. If I continue to move on with the story at this pace, I won't be able to finish the series before entering university. But don't worry, my younger brother, who has been a massive contributor to the creation of this series, is probably going to take over my YouTube channel in the future. Now that the announcements are over, without further ado, let's get started. 1 week later. During the past week, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura were all training to prepare for the upcoming battle with Zabuza. Naruto was working on how to implement the multi-shadow clone jutsu into his fighting style, and Sasuke was working on mastering the Chidori. Routinely, Kakashi in crutches would visit both Naruto and Sasuke to check up on their progress while giving them a few tips. Unlike Naruto, who found his direction to master his new technique, Sasuke couldn't find his. For some reason, Sasuke just wasn't able to truly master the Chidori. This infuriated him, but there was nothing he could do. Being the proudful Uchiha he was, Sasuke didn't want to purposefully seek out help. Every day at night, when the team returned for dinner, Naruto and Sasuke would both find Sakura overly exhausted. Being curious, the two Uchihas would go up to ask, but every time, they were interrupted by Kakashi, saying that it was a secret. Days went by, and eventually, Sasuke couldn't wait anymore. He let go of his pride and went to tell Kakashi about his problem. I was afraid of this happening, Kakashi says. This problem with your vision is caused by the incredibly fast speed you operate at while using the Chidori. I originally thought that having two One-Tomoe Sharingan would solve this problem, but it seems like it doesn't. You'll probably need at least a 2-Tomoe Sharingan in order to use the Chidori effectively, Kakashi explains. Alright then, so how do I unlock the next level? Sasuke asks. Training. And lots of it. At the very least, a whole year with the Sharingan, Kakashi says, before receiving a look from Sasuke that seemed to say, "You know what I'm asking for." Another harder, but faster way is to be put under a life-threatening situation. Hopefully, you'll never have to go through the latter. Anyways, this isn't something we can worry about now. Get back to training. Although your One-Tomoe isn't as effective, it still allows you to use the Chidori, just with limited utility, so be sure to use it wisely, Kakashi says. Got it, Sasuke answers. 2 days later. After getting his worries answered and understanding his problem, Sasuke returned to his regular mood, and like the rest of the team, completely devoted himself into training. Sasuke's training on the Chidori now advanced at an even faster pace. In the 2 days' time, Sasuke, with the help of his talent and incredible comprehension skills, was able to find a temporary way to overcome his vision problem. Time passed, and Kakashi finally recovered. The story then resumes when Team 7 begins eating their breakfast, fueling up for their departure to protect Tazuna. Hold on, where's Naruto? Sakura asks, remembering not seeing him at dinner last night. He didn't return with us yesterday. Probably stayed up all night trying to figure out more ways to use the multi-shadow clone jutsu. Anyways, once he gets hungry or realizes it's daytime, he'll probably come back. Let's just quickly finish breakfast and get to the bridge, Sasuke says, hoping the mission could end sooner so he could get back to training. After 5 minutes, Team 7 finished their breakfast and rushed Tazuna to the bridge. But once they got there, instead of piles of materials and tools, all they found were scattered rubble and broken sticks. Even the workers who worked overnight were also beaten up and lying on the ground. Looks like Zabuza has already been here, Sasuke and Kakashi think in unison, preparing themselves for a fight. Sakura, I want you to help and evacuate these injured men and take Tazuna out of here, Kakashi orders. Yes, sensei, Sakura answers, before taking action immediately. As a thick mist then starts to cover the area, a voice rings through the cold silence. So, Kakashi, you've finally shown up. Zabuza's voice appears from behind Sasuke and Kakashi. Haku, go after the brat. Kakashi's mine, Zabuza orders. Turning around, both with Sharingans activated, Sasuke and Kakashi start charging towards their respective opponents. Back at the house. Sometime after Team 7 and Tazuna left, Inari, come down here and help me with the leftovers and dishes. Tsunami yells upwards towards the second floor. Coming, Inari yells back as he rushes down the hollow stairway. As Inari made his way down the stairs, a knocking sound came from the door. This catches Tsunami's attention. Coming, Tsunami says, stopping with the dishes and opening the door to reveal two rugged-looking people holding samurai swords. Tsunami's eyes then widen at the sight of the two men. A high-pitched scream then rings through the house, reaching the ears of Inari, who just reached the last step on the stairs. Mom? Inari thinks, fastening his speed and running towards the front door. The following scenes will mimic the events in canon. Inari will see his mother being held captive by the two men. After some pleading from Tsunami, the two men knock Tsunami out and decide to leave Inari alone. The scene will now pick up when Inari is contemplating about his weakness as Tsunami is being taken away to become a hostage in Gato's plans. Why? Why won't I move? Mom's being taken away right in front of my eyes, and yet I can't do anything. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry that I'm so weak, Inari thinks as tears run down his face. But during his time of weakness, a voice sounds through his head. If you really care about something, protect it, even if you have to put your life on the line. Protect it with your own hands, Inari hears. Dad? No, he's right. Those ninjas are fighting out there against people beyond imagination, and yet I'm here wallowing in my own sorrow? I've got to stop pitying myself, Inari thinks before running upstairs. With Tsunami. Huh? Where am I? Tsunami thinks as she slowly wakes up. Right, they captured me after breaking in. Wait, where's Inari? Tsunami wonders as she regains consciousness. So you've woken up, huh? Don't worry, we left that kid of yours alone, so you'd better not give us any more trouble. Got it, the shorter one of the two thugs say. So Inari's safe, huh? Tsunami thinks, relieved. Don't worry, I won't give you any more Tsunami assures before being cut off. Hey, let go of my mom! Inari yells, armed with a crossbow and a quiver of arrows slung around his body. Inari, go back to the house! Tsunami screams before being cut off as the taller one of the two thugs drops her onto the ground. We gave your kid a chance. You're not getting another one, the short thug says, while both him and his friend pull out their katanas. Wait, this isn't part of the agreement. Sorry, but this kid is a little too bothersome for us, the shorter one says, after knocking her out by hitting her stomach with the hilt of the sword, before charging at Inari with the other thug. Witnessing his mother once again being knocked unconscious, Inari begins firing rounds at the two thugs, who would either dodge, deflect, or cut through all the arrows. Damn it, I need to reload, Inari thinks, as he struggles to reload his crossbow. Then, as Inari struggles, the two thugs close the distance and start swinging their swords. Back at the bridge. After identifying their opponents, Sasuke and Kakashi engage in battle, with Sasuke against Haku and Kakashi against Zabuza. Sasuke and Haku repeatedly clash with each other, metal against metal. Once distance apart, clashings between shurikens and senbon needles rain down upon the bridge. Almost out of projectiles, Sasuke once again charges at Haku, clashing their weapons against each other once more. Collisions between the two ring across the bridge, as one tried to get the upper hand on the other. Listen, kid, give up. Although you are strong, your loss is inevitable, Haku says in an emotionless tone. Oh really? Well then, care to explain how I will definitely lose? Sasuke questions, while continuing his attacks like normal. First of all, one of your hands is occupied, which means that you won't be able to cast any jutsus. On the other hand, however, Haku says, before trailing off. Lifting up his free hand, Haku starts forming an assortment of hand signs. Also, you're surrounded by water, which is exactly the element I need for my jutsus. With that said, the puddles of water around the bridge begin to rise, morphing into hundreds of needles, all pointed towards Sasuke. Secret art of water, 1,000 stained needles of death, Haku yells, sending all the ice needles at Sasuke. Tch, you really think that's all it will take to beat me? Sasuke wonders, loosening his pose, then suddenly disappearing from the spot in which he stood. Losing his target, Haku instinctively retreats backwards and cancels the jutsu, resulting in all the ice needles going to waste. In a defensive position, Haku then scans the area looking for Sasuke. Where could he have gone? Haku wonders, looking all around for Sasuke's presence. Looking for me? Sasuke asks, appearing behind Haku. Reacting to the voice, Haku immediately elbows Sasuke in the stomach, turns around, and stabs at him using a few senbon needles. As the attack lands on Sasuke's body, Sasuke explodes into a pile of smoke. Fire style! Great fireball jutsu! Another Sasuke shouts, appearing behind Haku once again, launching a giant fireball. Expecting another attack from behind, Haku dodges the fireball and throws multiple senbons at Sasuke. The senbons pierce Sasuke's body, only to reveal that it was another shadow clone. Simultaneously as Haku launched his counterattack, high piercing sounds, similar to birds chirping, covered the area. Turning around, Haku sees Sasuke's left palm charged with incredible amounts of lightning chakra. Lightning release! Chidori! Sasuke mutters, charging forward at eye-blinding speeds. Feeling threatened by Sasuke's Chidori, Haku spares no time to jump away as fast as he can. Unable to turn towards the retreating Haku, Sasuke completely misses his target and ends up charging into thin air. That technique is seriously bad news. If I'd moved even 1 second slower, I would have been dealt a fatal strike. Anyway, it seems that he still can't control his movements and speed completely while using the technique. Looks like I can't hold back anymore, Haku thinks. Damn it, the one flaw I wasn't able to fix. This is seriously hindering me in combat. If I'm not wrong, this person has been holding back this whole fight. Looks like I'll need to carefully plan the last use of my Chidori, Sasuke thinks, proceeding to charge at Haku once again. 2 minutes earlier with Kakashi and Zabuza. While Sasuke and Haku battled, Kakashi and Zabuza engaged in their own clashing. After a few seconds of analyzing one another, Kakashi and Zabuza both rush forward and enter close combat. I've been longing for this fight to redeem myself, Kakashi, Zabuza says, smiling as he presses harder against Kakashi's kunai. If you lost last time, what makes you think you can win this time? Kakashi asks in reply, pushing back against Zabuza as well. Repelling each other's force, Zabuza and Kakashi leap away, leaving a safe distance between them. You see, Kakashi, I've already seen through your tricks of using the Sharingan. Plus, this time, I have my tool back there who's going to come and help me soon, Zabuza says, gesturing towards Haku, who is in combat with Sasuke. Seems like you've gotten the previous fight figured out. Took you nearly your life. Even so, there are many other ways to use the Sharingan, Kakashi says. Hehehe, looks like you still haven't caught on. My plan's already been put into motion, Zabuza says. The time Zabuza's last word landed, the mist around Kakashi and Zabuza started to grow thicker and thicker. Not before long, the mist grew so thick, it was near impossible to see through. Damn it, I was too distracted by his talking, and neglected to notice him gathering chakra. I haven't even had the chance to cast my genjutsu. On a positive note, this mist is also a double-edged sword. If I can barely even see with my Sharingan, Zabuza must be practically blind by now, Kakashi thinks, before a storm of shurikens come flying towards him. Only noticing the shurikens until they were up close, Kakashi tries his best to minimize the damage with his kunai. After the wave of shurikens subsided, many small cuts appear along Kakashi's sides. Made you look, Zabuza says, appearing behind Kakashi and thrust-kicking Kakashi further away from the fight between Sasuke and Haku. Using chakra to quickly seal his wounds, Kakashi recovers his balance and breaks down the momentum from Zabuza's kick. Sliding on the floor, Kakashi's body then comes to a stop before he begins scanning through the heavy mist with the Sharingan. Where is he? Kakashi asks himself. Wondering where I am, Kakashi? Sounds Zabuza's voice from all sides. Don't strain yourself. You can't find me. Yet I know exactly where you are. Even with my eyes closed, I can locate you based on the sound of your breathing and heartbeats, Zabuza adds, his voice floating amid the mist, not giving away his location. Damn it, I never expected him to use such a way to counter me. by abandoning his sight, Zabuza can focus more on the other senses. At the same time, it will prevent me from putting him under my genjutsu. But unknown to him, the Sharingan's not the only trick I have, Kakashi thinks, before weaving through hand signs. Back with Sasuke and Haku. That was a very impressive technique. I even felt a bit threatened. But it is time to end this fight, announces Haku. Secret jutsu, crystal ice mirrors. At a steady pace, ice mirrors start forming out of the water on the ground, and soon Sasuke has been trapped within them. What in the world? Just what is this jutsu? Sasuke wonders, looking around him, only to see mirrors of ice all around. No matter what, this is clearly a trap-type jutsu. Its abilities should be only limited to those inside. That means all I need to do is break out of this trap, Sasuke concludes, before launching a strong fireball jutsu at the mirror in front of him. Unexpectedly, after Sasuke's fireball collided with the ice mirror, nothing happened. The ice mirror stayed the same, not in any way weakened. That is no use. These ice mirrors that I created won't be affected by jutsus as weak as that. Now, it's time to die, Haku says, as she fuses with the mirror in front of her. The instant Haku merged with the ice mirror, Sasuke's eyes seemed to blur. After images of Haku traveling between mirrors struck Sasuke's eyes like a truck. This speed, it's so fast, Sasuke astonishes, before witnessing hundreds of sharp needles coming towards him from all angles. Zip, zip. The clothes around Sasuke start to tear from the endless streams of needles. Impressive. You're still able to hold your ground after such a long period. I just wonder, how much longer can you last before drawing blood? Haku's voice sounds. This is bad. He's attacking lightning fast from all directions. I have to get out of here, or once my body tires out, I will surely drop dead. The only technique I have that could possibly break through the ice would be my Chidori, but if I use it, I would deplete all the rest of my chakra reserves, Sasuke thinks, dodging and deflecting the blurs of senbon needles, only getting hit by a few that couldn't be avoided. Ugh. Looks like I don't have much of a choice, Sasuke thinks, preparing up his Chidori. Sensing the accumulation of lightning chakra, Haku immediately relates the action to Sasuke's Chidori. Remembering the threat he felt before, Haku begins throwing senbon needles at an even quicker rate. Sasuke, occupying his hands with charging the Chidori, is only able to dodge and tank the incoming senbon needles, resulting in many needles landing on his body. By the time the Chidori was 70% complete, almost half of Sasuke's body was covered with needles. Just a bit longer. Move faster, Sasuke, Sasuke says to himself, gritting his teeth. You won't be finishing your technique, Haku hisses, beginning another barrage of needles. Just as Haku's next round of attacks were about to start, a voice cuts in. Sorry for coming late, Sasuke, Naruto says, appearing from the mist and cutting off Haku's focus. Took you long enough, Sasuke replies in a cold tone, but unable to hold back his smile. Dozens of Naruto clones then suddenly jump out from the mist, planting themselves around Haku's ice mirror enclosure, all of them weaving through hand signs. Mass combination technique, Great Fire Tornado! The Naruto clones then begin launching a combination of Great Fireball and Great Breakthrough jutsus. With the Great Breakthrough as a guide for the accumulating Great Fireballs, very soon, a massive storm of fire reaching heights of 30 meters surrounds Haku's ice mirrors. Simply relying on the sheer heat of the attack, Haku's crystal ice mirrors quickly melt in the water, which then evaporates. That was close. If I didn't leave my ice mirror in time, I would have definitely been killed, Haku exclaims in his mind, landing meters away from the ice mirrors with parts of his clothes still burning. Sorry for arriving a little late. Got held up a bit, Naruto says, as one of his clones walks over to Sasuke to help him up. You can leave the rest to us, he adds. And this, guys, is where I'm going to end What If Naruto Was an Uchiha Part 21. Before you go, remember to like and subscribe to my channel and turn on post notifications so you get notified when the next video comes out. I'm leaving off this video early because my throat is a bit sore. Anyhow, on a positive side, the next video should be coming out next weekend, and after that, the pace of the story is going to go much faster to ensure that I finish this story before I enter university. This will be the end of this video, so until next time, see ya!